All right, for today's daily shot, I wanna work with this one here. First things first, I did crop it ahead of time. See how this feels. So let's bring up the exposure, crank up the contrast. I wanna reduce the highlights, but then bring up the whites as well as the shadows. You'll see why in a second. And then let's reduce the darks here. Okay, now let's go ahead and grab this radial, put it front and center, and give it just a touch of warmth. Back to color, let's crank up the contrast, reduce the shadows here, but bring up the whites as well as the highlights. And let's add some texture to the center. Okay, it's a little noisy, but that's okay. Now, I want to also grab the linear, and I'm gonna bring that up here and reduce the color there and crank up the contrast there. And then I want to duplicate and invert that radial. And then we're going to bring down the exposure, crank up the contrast a bit more, bring up the highlights, bring up the whites, reduce the shadows. Let's go back to that radial. I feel like it's just a bit too, it was a bit too warm. So let's just bring it back just a touch because this was a very, very cold day. And then I want to grab another linear from the top, and I just want to bring down the highlights, bring up the whites, and then crank up the texture there. And that's a shot. Oh, wait, let's actually doctor a few things. So let's remove this because that's a smudge on the lens. And then you see how noisy this is. Let's also denoise the image. And I'll do it at 50%. And you can see how it removed all that noisiness. So yeah. And let's just go back to that radial one more time. And I'm gonna reduce that warmth down to about a 9. And yeah, without squirrel ado, me daily photo number 976.